Welcome back to the chase, guys. It's November 18th, and Aidan and I are actually just wrapping up our morning hunt today. Before we show you this hunt, we're going to jump back a couple days ago to the 16th, and as well as a hunt from last night that Aidan had. I was super busy in the office all weekend just getting Josh's show out, which again, man, congrats to you. Awesome buck. An awesome story to tell. So in the meantime, Aidan was able to get out and put together a couple sweet hunts. You saw the same buck in both hunts, right? Which is really cool, and a big mature buck. So, and then yesterday, it all kind of comes to fruition with that buck walking at the base of the stand. And I told Aidan last night when he texted me after seeing that buck that, dude, you passed that deer, but pretty cool regardless. We're gonna jump to those hunts now, and then when we come back, we'll show you this morning's action. So appreciate you watching as always, and good luck out there. Alrighty, I'm all set up out here. November 16th. I'm in the same spot that I was in the other day where I had all those bucks chasing and coming across the river. Same wind, northwest, but there's not much of one. It is dead calm this morning. I would have liked a little bit of wind, for sneaking in here, because I definitely kicked up a few deer, but I don't think it seemed to really bother anything. I had, right as I got set up, actually I was still getting set up, I had a little buck. I think it was that same one I filmed the other day. He came right below me. He was working the same trail. He kind of cut behind me. It's pretty cool this morning. It's been in the 70s the past few days, so I think today is still going to be on the high of 50s, but it's not going to be 70, so that's a plus. I'll probably stay out here, as long as I'm seeing deer. Well, I've got the grunt tube, and I think, I got a big block of timber over here, big block of timber in front of me. I might do some grunting here. It's pretty calm. They should hear me. See if they come in and check it out.
a little bit after 8 o'clock here. About 45 minutes ago, I had that pretty nice buck come through after those does. They skirted right by it. About 45 yards is the closest they got, and I just don't exactly feel comfortable taking that far of a shot just yet. That would have definitely been the furthest I've ever shot a deer, but it's just, I'd rather have them at 35, 10 yards closer. Even, 35 yards is probably my max I'd like to shoot. So, got some pretty good footage of them. That's a really nice buck. I mean, they were coming right at me there for a good while, but, they just cut right in on the corner of the CRP, and they ended up pretty much straight behind me here, kind of going down into this ditch. He wasn't chasing them super hard. He was more just like following them. And they were just walking right along. So, pretty cool to see. Well, it's about 10:30 here. I am going to make sure there's nothing around me, and then probably slip out of the tree here. Probably be back around 1:30, 2 o'clock-ish. It's supposed to be pretty warm, about mid-50s today, not in the 70s like yesterday, so should have brought my pheasant gun because they are cackling all around me this morning. Well, I'm gonna get out of here. We'll see you guys later. Alright, back out here in the stand. Got in pretty good, could have been better. I spooked a few turkeys, and I did see a couple deer. They didn't see me at all, they were just walking around, one little buck. And hopefully that big guy's still in here somewhere. He comes by a little bit closer this time. Well, fingers crossed. I've got high hopes he's still in here. Alright, I am all set up out here. Kind of in a cool spot here. It's pretty open all around me. And about 50 yards up ahead of me is where the bedding starts. So what I'm hoping with this, east wind that's hitting me in the face, there would be cruising back and forth here. There's actually kind of this raised, levee here, and I'm set up right on that. So it kind of runs straight off this way, and then it wraps right around here, and then goes back into the west. There's also another little horseshoe of timber right here behind me, so the bucks might be cruising that, looking for does. Well, just made it back to the vehicle here and didn't get attacked by coyotes, so that's good. Got to see that 10-pointer again, so that was really cool. I mean, he couldn't have got any closer. He was at the base of the tree. I couldn't film him anymore. I couldn't get the camera down any further. I looked down and he was like right there. I think he caught my bow rope moving. I should have, pulled that up and got that out of the way, but I think he saw that wiggle a little bit and
he kind of looked up at me, but he didn't really spook or anything. He stood there for, a couple minutes and just went back to, looking for does. So he's definitely a nice deer, but, there's plenty of season left and pretty crazy encounter, but hopefully we can get on, a couple more mature bucks, and hopefully Gavin can get one tomorrow. I think him and I are planning on going out in the afternoon, so fingers crossed there, and thanks for watching.
All right, November 18th today. It's kind of an overcast, for lack of a better term, crappy weather day, but feels good out. We've had some rain come through the past couple days, and Aiden and I are gonna give it a shot today. It's been probably about a week or so since I was able to get out last. Just been busy in the office and whatnot, getting the shows worked on, and congrats to Josh. We just released his episode yesterday. Awesome hunt there. So it's getting to be that time where hopefully bucks are starting to break off of does, and we're just gonna go back to that pinch point that we scouted out the other day after our hunt, and it sets up perfect. Ultimately, we're just hoping for a buck to be breaking off a doe. So gotta walk back in there and get set up, and hopefully we have a good hunt. All right, November 18th. Aiden and I are all set up, and it is definitely an overcast, kind of dreary morning. Temps still are pretty good. It's like in the low 40s, high 30s, kind of low pressure. Rained last night. Probably got 3/4 of an inch last night. It has been probably going on close to a week or so since I last hunted. We actually hung in this particular area, different tree, that last hunt, and today we are set up in this, I think it's this elm tree, where we scouted the other day. After the hunt, I got down and wanted to come over here to try to find a spot for an east wind. We've got a string of easterly winds these next couple days. Today it's actually starting out as southeast, switching to northeast, so either way this spot works out really nicely. We've got the river back there to blow our wind into, and this is essentially just a big pinch point in between multiple bedding areas. Big thicket off behind me, another big bedding area out there. But really, there's quite a few deer trails that go in and out of here. We've got the main trail right here below us at about 20 yards. Just hoping, for those bucks to start breaking off of does. It's, again, November 18th, so coming off of that heavy, peak breeding time frame where most of the does are in estrus, and not that there's obviously not some still in estrus, but, bucks are going to be, hopefully, moving around a little bit looking for them as that number falls off. So looking for that high guard buck. This is in an area he likes to hang out at. Haven't got pictures of him in a while, but, and then bladed 8, there's that bladed 10 I got one recent picture of. A few different bucks in here that we could potentially see. So you never know. It's still November, still the rut, and I'm excited. Hopefully we have a good sit. All right, it's about 10:15 and we're gonna wrap it up. Sitting at 1 buck and that's it. Rattled that nice young 8 in the second rattling sequence that I did, and he's a nice deer. He's gonna be a good one in a couple of years if he's able to make it. Already has the makings of a big framey deer, so love to see that, but pretty slow. It's just that time of year, feast or famine, and the weather's not great, but at the end of the day, the weather only controls so much. It's just, you just never know. You just got to be in a good spot, and that's what we've been trying to do. Just put ourselves in good positions to, hopefully get a crack at one of these bucks. So we'll see. Hoping to get out these next couple days. We will see where we end up going forward, but appreciate you watching, and we'll see you on the next one.